Hi, I'm Sarah from The Upcoming. A real pleasure to have you here with us at the Berlinale 2025. Maybe we can start with an intro to Honey Bunch. Very hard one to introduce, I know, but give us your best shot.
It is. We've been talking a lot about how we introduce this film and talk about it without talking about it. It kind of defies all genres, really, the film. There's a lot of this, and it sounds so like vague, but it does. It's genre leaps, and it's got so much in it. If I was to talk about me and my character's perspective, there's a lot of love involved with my character. But for other characters, it's so different. Yeah. So, yeah, we've been struggling to work out how to talk about it, haven't we?
Yeah, I would say exactly what you just said. Honey Bunch is a psychological romantic thriller. Yeah. But it defies all expectations of that genre, and like you just said, genre leaps, and it has so many twists and turns, and it's so engaging, and I think it has something for everyone, which is really lovely. Yeah. But the film is about love, about loss, loss of life, loss of a life once had, grief, devotion, desperation, especially desperation for my character. And yeah, it just has something for everyone, and it encompasses such wonderful themes, especially that are relevant today.
I agree with what I have nothing more to say. It's about love. It's a film about love, and every character in the film, they're conducted by love. It's love that directs their action, and everybody has different intention or aims in the movie, but everybody acts with love. Of love. Yeah.
And can you tell us about each of your characters and how you approach playing them?
So I play Farah, who runs the sort of rehabilitation centre, and I'm involved in the kind of day-to-day running. I help with the patients. I welcome them in. My husband's works there as well, so it's quite a family thing. And I just approached it just like I always do, just looking at the character, looking at the circumstances it's in, and looking at where our kind of pure intentions are. So yeah, and we were in such good guidance with Dusty and Madeline, who are just incredible. And if you ever felt unsure of that, they were just such a fountain of knowledge and safety and reassurance. So that helped a lot as well when I had some worries about things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I 100% agree with you. I play Josephina. She is a patient at Tréphine Manor. She has had an accident and she is undergoing treatment in the facility for rehabilitation. She has a beautiful soul. She's strong-willed, she's determined, and she just wants to get better, and she enters the story later on in the film with her father, Joseph, and they bring a different dynamic to the film, definitely for sure, and I think that's something that I really, really enjoyed, and that was kind of my avenue in this film and how I kind of got into it, because I knew that Joseph and Josephina came as a duo separate to the story that was already established, and so that was really wonderful to be able to kind of start with why these characters have been brought in, why they're so different to the rest of the characters at Tréphine Manor, and go from there, but truly break down with Madeline and Dusty, their vision and why they brought these characters in, and from that point on, kind of bring their vision to life, I would say. Yeah.
And me, I play Dr. Tréphine, and I'm the one who created the clinic. And Dr. Tréphine is a French doctor. And it's very funny because Tréphine, in French, Tréphine means very nice. And she's not that nice. Yeah. So it's an indication of the character, just the name is an indication. But she works on patients, memory patients. Her works is about memory loss. But she's very passionate about her works, and she does it sincerely, but maybe not with the result we'd expect. But yeah, it's a very complex character, and it was very, very fun to do. Yeah.
And I love how it sort of leans into, sort of psychological thriller, horror, genre tropes, kind of this haunted style house. And it must have been quite intense shooting it all
The
together.
house was definitely haunted.
We actually had so many giggles and laughs on set, didn't we? Surprisingly enough for, what time things we're filming. But it was such a, and I know it must be said a lot, but it was such a tight little family we became. And there was a lot of laughing and fun. And so it wasn't like we're all kind of sat
Trying to get into
burdens,
character,
yeah. We had real fun and there was a real lovely flow between everyone, and you just felt really gently held by everyone in your scenes. So it made it really enjoyable and really not easy, because you've all got difficult work, but the process as easy as possible, being with such a lovely, lovely group of people.
Everybody also, it's so lovely because I feel I can say for every scene that I had, there was mental, emotional, physical trauma that she was going through. The environment, being on a set where everyone is supporting each other, everyone is working together for a common goal to create something special. You don't get this every single day, You don't get this on every single job. And so it was so special to have this experience with these lovely people, and Madeline and Dusty spearheading that,
And the crew.
And the crew.
The crew were incredible, working through that. I mean, Heather, our costume, was a one-woman show. Oh, she did so much, didn't she? I mean, just the crew worked tirelessly. Small crew who were really talented and as dedicated, so dedicated.
Yeah. And I would add about the mansion, it was another character of the film, because if we, without this house, I think the film would have been very different, because it was like a very strong presence. It was a character, in fact.
The mansion itself felt so distant from society in general. So it felt otherworldly. It felt like we were in our own little universe in this small space, and we were trying to create something, and it felt bizarre, it felt haunted, and it added to the kind
It
of...
was such an unusual.
It added to the feeling of the film.
It did. It was a big help that you aren't walking onto a set and going, okay, let's imagine this house with bricks, and we were able to walk the grounds and do scenes, and we weren't then going, let's pretend we're outside the house, and it was really beautiful, actually.
Maybe it was like a dream, you know what I mean? Maybe it's not a real story, it's only a dream that those people did, because everything is so strange. You know what I mean? It's another dimension, it's another word, it could be a dream, really. Yeah.
We all had such a unique experience, I think, filming this, and you don't get that on every job. All of us being together in the space and being brought together at this time to create this film with Madeline and Dusty, and just them being so friendly and kind. We could speak about this forever, honestly.
And Madeline and Dusty are because you don't know what you're going to be when you work with two directors. I hadn't done that before, and I didn't know if I'd been set and worrying about, but they are so prepped and so on everything that it just felt they would have it was just a beautiful sort of, it just worked really well, didn't it? And you could see them support each other through it, and they would have their discussions and there was never tensions or...
They felt united, and so we felt supported as actors.
Yeah.
We kind of knew,
that's it.
we were going to be safe in that.
Because they knew exactly what they wanted, and we wanted. They were so perfectionist and so perfect that we wanted to please us and give them what they were expecting from us.
Yeah.
So the work, yes, we worked hard, but it was
joy.
we worked together and not, it was like a teamwork, and it was fantastic as a.
And I think being on location and that, and then you'd have your lunches, and we were all sitting outside the house, and we'd all sit together. No one went back to trailers, it was just we'd eat together like a family, and yeah.
It was really
I've
fun.
never been on a job like that before.
Yeah,
And that was
normally
nice.
everyone goes separate and has their breaks, but we kind of clung together more between the scenes.
And we came from different places. I come from Quebec, Scotland, Great Britain, Canada. So it was all different people, and I think it served the movie because we don't know where is it exactly. It could be intemporal. It could be it's universal. It could be everywhere, anywhere, anytime. So that's great for the movie because it's the same feeling of dream. You can.
Can't put your finger on it. Yeah.
When the making of it, did you have a favourite scene?
Oh, there's a good few favourite scenes of mine, but actually I'm not in them, so I've only read them, if you know what I mean. Like,
yeah.
it's like scenes that I'm desperate to see. Desperate to see. Really am. Love doing scenes. I love doing scenes of all. There's a lovely Julian who plays my husband, Delwyn. He just had this beautiful quality in the love between Farah and him. And I loved working with Julian and that gentleness he had. But oh no, there's so many scenes I'm dying to watch.
Me too.
Have you got a favourite scene you did?
The whole experience in general. And I'm just so excited to see the opening scene.
Yes.
Yes.
The first scene I did is the scene when I walk with Ben in the park. He's talking about his wife. I'm talking about my ex-girlfriend who died, and it's a very intimate scene. And I was very nervous because it was my first scene, and you know my English is not that good, so I was really nervous. But finally, I think it's a beautiful scene. I don't know, but I don't have seen that, but I keep that memory of that special moment, very, very precious moment.
Yeah.
And obviously it's one of these films that really keeps you on your toes in terms of your expectations and then being overturned. So it's kind of going on the thrill ride of watching it. But there are also these themes about how we do put, the idea of finding your soulmate kind of as this goal, which is elusive for most people and not really in sort of digging into the nature of relationships that
and
actually
how
aren't
much
that
would
linear.
you do for love and how far would you go for someone that you loved?
Is that what you'd hope people would take away or come out with questions?
Yeah, I think it would, because I think it'd be easy to watch things, isn't it? It's always easy to watch them from afar and go, well, wouldn't do this or I would do that. But I think when you're in a situation when you really love someone, you'd be surprised at the depths you would go for that person, even if they're questionable,
It's going to make audiences definitely think.
Yeah.
And I think it's also going to kind of divide audiences in many ways because there's so many different relationships and there's so many different perspectives that people are going to have for different scenes, different relationships, observing them throughout the film and how they grow and what they evolve to be. And I think that's something that's going to be really interesting to see, especially with a live audience this evening. It's going to be amazing.
It will be.
I think it's a unique film. I mean, I can't compare it with any movie I saw, or, the story, the script, but also the special effects and all that.
And the tone and...
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's, I never did something like that. I never saw something like that. So it's a unique film. And I think people would be interested to see that because, it's so surprising.
A different story.
Yeah.
And what does it mean to you to be here at the Berlin Film Festival? And it does feel like it's the perfect festival for a film like this. Because so many kind of original, provocative, unexpected films that play with genre. So it seems like the perfect home.
Oh, it is, isn't it? And you don't think about festivals and things, or as an actor, I don't. You're just you're in the mud, you're doing your bit, you're making the film. And you don't think about the after so much. And to think about this wee gang sort of in the middle of nowhere in Canada, at own sound and making the film and being in the mud and then you come to here, it's just a beautiful journey.
Yeah.
And us being so alone in Owen Sound, we were so distant, like I said, from society, from everyone else.
Yeah.
And it's weird, it's lovely to find
Yeah,
together.
it's funny
celebrating
to kind of go, hello, here's our...
Here's our little thing.
Yeah, but it's lovely.
At the beginning, we didn't know Dusty and Madeleine. So when they approached us, we read the script. I saw the first movie, Violation, what I found fantastic. And then we wanted to work with them because they're young, they're so creative, they're so brilliant. But we didn't know what we were doing, in fact. We haven't seen nothing, we didn't know. And to be here in Berlin is like a reward, for our work and for their work. And it's a gift. It's a gift of life.
And quickly, can you tell me, do you all know what you're going to be working on next? Have you got something else lined up or you don't know yet?
Personally, I don't know yet because I'm
I'm in the middle of
projects.
Wait and see.
Watch this space.
Yeah.
Watch this space. Amazing. Well, thank you so much for sharing all that with me.
thank you.
Huge congrats on the film. I really enjoyed presenting it here in Berlin.
Thank you.